Welcome all audience who have joined to the Australian Conference of Economics. I'm Thanh Trung Nguyen from Healthy Burgers. It is no doubt that consuming too much sugars and junk food will have negative impact to the long-term health of the people, isn't it? Today, I will explain for you about the one definitions that can change all your behaviors. It is fat tax. To begin, I will show you how fat tax impact on consumer and producer welfare. When the fat tax is applied to the food business, we can see that it has a major impact on customer behavior and producer behavior. First of all, imposing a fat tax will result in a higher production cost for unhealthy food, shifting the supply curve to the left and raising consumer prices. The imposition of a fat tax raises the cost of production for manufacturers. To retain profit, companies frequently pass on the portion of the tax burden to the consumer by raising the price of the taxed food good. As a result, when compared to the pre-tax conditions, customers wind up paying a greater price per unit for these unhealthy commodities. Secondly, producers' prices are being reduced while consumers pay higher prices because of the tax. Producers may not receive the whole price rise. The amount of tax collected by the government is deducted from the amount earned by producers. As a result, because the tax is deducted from the revenue received by producers, this effective price received by producer for each unit sold is lower than the price paid by consumer, which can be attributed to the fact that consumers face higher prices due to the tax, whereas the producer received the lower price after the tax, and which is deducted by the government. This disparity develops because the tax is divided on producer, influence both the price paid by consumer and the price received by producers. The decline is mutually beneficial interaction will increase the net weight loss in the entire market as a result of the fall in producer and consumer welfare. In addition, I will show you how tax impact on aggregate demand and aggregate supply. By applying the fat tax that can create significant change in aggregate demand and aggregate supply. In the aggregate demand side, which is spending on real GDP by household, firm, and the government, it is obvious that with the appearance of the fat tax, the price of unhealthy food leading to higher consumer prices, and the customer tend to find their alternative with reasonable price. As a result, consumers may reduce their spending on these taxed products, causing the decline in aggregate demand. This shift in consumer behavior can potentially shift the AD curve to the left. When the fat tax is applied to aggregate supply, it results in higher production costs, which can be linked to the leftward shape of the supply curve. And the amount of supply decrease and it reduces the overall output. Overall, we can say that the combined impacts of the influence on aggregate demand and aggregate supply establish the equilibrium output and price level in the economy with the decrease AD and AS. More important, I will show you how fat tax improves people's health and potential long-term benefit for the economy. Human health plays a fundamental role in economic development because the labor force is the key to economic growth. The implementation of the fat tax is essential in enhancing human health and create long-term stable economic development. Increase the price for unhealthy food cause change in customer behavior due to price adjustment. As a result, society can benefit from positive externalities such as improved health and economic prosperity. For example, eliminating junk food will reduce the prevalence of obesity and diabetes, in general, increasing the quality and duration of the people's contribution to the economy. Furthermore, a healthier population has higher labor output and increased productivity, can boost economic output and contribute to long-term economic growth. For example, when we compare to the same person who eat healthy and someone who eat a lot of unhealthy food, we can easily see the better health and positive mental health from healthy eaters. Secondly, the government will spend money on education, infrastructure, and so on, which cause improve long-term economic development. This investment can boost the economic growth, productivity, and competitiveness. You know, government always deducts a small amount of money from the health of its people. Still, if that money becomes unnecessary and they use it to enhance other aspects, and it can be becomes the advantage compared to other countries. Finally, I will tell you about the empirical econometric model to assess the health and economic growth consequences of fat tax. The empirical econometric model would assess the potential impact on implementing a tax on high-fat foods by incorporating data on obesity rate, consumption patterns, healthcare costs, and economic indicators. The model employs statistical techniques to demonstrate the causal connection between the fat tax and its effect on health outcomes and economic growth. By analyzing historical data and controlling for other variables, we can determine the relationship between the tax and trend in obesity rate, health outcome, and associate costs that government or resident must invest in health. In addition, the model can formulate hypotheses to evaluate fat tax economic effect. After its estimation and analysis in the future, we can may observe a decline in consumer consumption of unhealthy food and high sugar products. For instance, in addition, the effect of the fat tax will significantly impact to the food business industry. An empirical econometric model provides a quantitative framework for evaluating the potential health and economic effect of the fat tax, thereby assisting policymakers in making informed decisions and understanding the potential implications of such a policy interventions.